Well, hello everybody, welcome back. This is Rob, and I hope you noticed some differences there. This is episode 6 of the series Producing Progressive Trance, and it has taken a lot longer than I thought because I had a lot of other things going on. I had a remix in the middle. I had problems with my new computer, and I believe I may have actually started this on my old computer. Ended up having a corrupt project and having to fix that. But now everything is saved and brought forward to this point right here. And so what I'm going to do today is, as you can see, it takes quite a bit of processing power. I just put that up there just for the fun of it. So I have made some changes. The last episode I pretty much did a mix down, and I've got the old reference still here, and I want to play just in comparison because I've made about probably more than 8 changes, because a lot of this stage of producing a track is just comes down to polishing and polishing and polishing. What I did is, with the first thing I want to go over is the atmosphere parts here. If you listen to the old version, let me turn this up here. You can hear the strings in there, and then you've got atmospheric vocals in there. That's what they sound like. Whoops. Whoops. You can barely hear them. Now if I switched over to the current project, but I've made them louder. I've made, in the current version, I've made the atmospheres louder. So you can hear the difference here when I switch to the today version. Now here's today. So I brought those a lot more forward in the mix, and it's hard. That kind of thing is hard to do. It's not hard to just do it from a technical standpoint, but from an artistic standpoint, I guess. I was so used to the way the track sounded to bring the atmospheres even louder, and I was encouraged by another producer to do that, and a lot of other atmospheres. Just to give you an idea of some of how atmospheric this track sounds now, as opposed to when it first started out, just adding more and more and more. Let me play these leads for you. You can hear how bounced around they are. Okay? You can hear all the delay, all the reverb, and the pianos are the same way, So you can hear you can get a kind of handle on the level of reverb and delay, the atmosphere, the spatial effects in this track, so you can hear that. Another thing I did is I changed the breakdown, because before, let me go to the old, it just kind of had this boring part here. I'll just play it here. Now, if you'll remember, this track was produce a progressive trance track from a voice memo idea. And the voice memo idea is, I don't know where it's at here. It's here somewhere. There it is. Yep, that's it right there. Da 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 da. Well, anyways, I sound like a complete dick. All right. So anyways, so what I did is I went right into that in the breakdown in the current, here's the old version, just kind of went. Which isn't really all that exciting, I decided. So what I do now is I'm just going to play it from into the breakdown and go into the new part. Then I end up introducing the main drop melody right there. And that just kind of continues throughout the rest of the track. And then what I've done also, if the old previous version, last episode's version, it's way over here where the plucks start coming in. But the today version is, they come in a lot earlier. And so they kind of get introduced, right? And then the track drops into a longish build. And what I've added here is a couple of impacts right here. Okay, let's play those for you. And so what that does, it kind of alerts the listener that, okay, this is a big change coming up. So here we go. Then I've added other things. I've added not just the impact, but builds, snares, risers, and then a filter sweep at the end. And I'm going to play it all the way to the drop. Okay, so
nice.
What I did there is a riser here. Play that. I've added. All right. And then I've added a snare. The snare sounds kind of like it needs a little work here. Let's play that here. Yeah, it's a little bit overcooked right there. Let's see here. All right, let's take a little bit of that out. Okay, and then you can hear that filter sweep. Actually, that's not where it's at. It's in the plucks, which are down here, right here. And what I have here is I have a Simplon. Then I automate the filter number 2, which is the high pass. All right, and then I also have a filter 2. Well, that was the resonance, and this is the filter part. And then, and then I send to the atmospheric reverb, which really pumps up the spatial sounding effects. Then I bring it all the way back down, and then I slowly build it back up so that it kind of creates a stark change there. And then I have the Kickstart mix, which is basically this right here. in the breakdown, I don't want to have a lot of pumping. But once I get into the drop, then it starts pumping again. All right, so that's one thing that I added. And then what I also did is I lengthened the build. The build before was just, it was like 4 beats or 4 bars before. Or 8 bars, let's see here. And it starts right here, the old version. Okay, and that is a far cry from the new version here. I really cranked that up too, that diva bass. Okay, and then another change that I made was some white noise. I added some extra white noise here. Falling white noise at the drop, so that it really adds to the impact. See, I'm toggling it on and off there. All right, so and then the whole package creates a build and a drop that has a whole heck of a lot more impact than it did. So, and then the other big change was that after this little take the kick away, listen, you'll hear what it does. I'll just play it right here. This is the old version. And then the new version is a little bit more beefed up. It's just a little bit more polish than the old version. Whoops. Okay, and then at the end right here, you get the kind of the vocal chop part here. And the old version went into this. Went into this big old long, boring wind down of the plucks. And had another producer say, dude, you got to get rid of that. And, you know, so I got rid of that, all right? And what I did is, coming out of that part now, the vocal chop part, it goes right into the root note bass effect part. So let me play that. Sometimes that spire kind of screws up in these pluck parts, so that's what I thought I was hearing. Okay, here's the difference now. so it goes right into the root note bass part with the kind of the bass special effects there. Then it winds into the outro. And so a lot of what goes on in a track like this with this many parts and this many different ideas and a lot of different changes, there is a lot of fine-tuning and a lot of adjusting that goes on, and it just basically takes a lot of time. It's not really something that can be taught through a tutorial, because it's just kind of like, it gets to the point of where it's just, you play it back so many times, it would be, I've probably spent a total of 4 to 5 hours playing it back and changing this and that, and I'm gonna let's try this. And so what that really comes from, I think, is just producing tracks for months and months, and then you build up instincts. It's kind of like driving a car. You kind of know what works and what sounds good, what doesn't. But then every once in a while, you got to have somebody say, "Dude, get rid of that. That's boring." And so it's just kind of like a give and take with producing. And I can't emphasize enough how much time you're going to spend for you new producers out there, how much time you're going to spend just polishing and learning how to fine tune everything, and it's hard to just teach that. Let's say, for example, I did a tutorial start to finish on a trance track, and I actually did that. If you look back in my videos, one of my playlists, if I actually put all of the time that I spent polishing and then readjusting and making changes, substituting different synth parts and layering and trying to get a better sound that works better together, it would probably take twice as long. The tutorial series would be probably 20 hours instead of the, 8? Haven't even added it up actually, but it's 9 parts if I remember right. By the way, if you want to hear the completed track of that series, you can go to my SoundCloud, which is under Some College, and the finished track with me finished polishing it is there. It's under Stingray. There's a picture of the new C8 Corvette, and it's called Stingray, like the fish, or like the car. And you can give it a listen, and it sounds different than the track at the end of the series because I spent more time polishing it. And I actually got an offer from a record label to sign it, but I decided against it because I didn't really know the record label that well, and I didn't want to give a bunch of information to somebody over there in Europe, or Spain, I think it was. But anyways, I'm kind of rambling here, but this is the finished track, and I think it sounds pretty good. I'm going to try to get it signed, and I will keep you updated. I probably have somebody, and I've been having J-Tech master my stuff lately, and he does a really good job. I'm probably going to send this to J-Tech and have him master it, and I will keep you updated, and I'll just give the last part of it a play so you can hear it wind out here. And thank you very much for watching, and if you like this video, hit that like button. As always, that helps other people find my channel. And if you want to be notified for the next video, and I'm probably going to start another start to finish series this week. Got a lot of work to do ahead of me. I have a remix to do also, so contest that I'll keep you updated on. All right, so let me just play this out for you here, and take care.